You are Locked On Texas Tech, your daily podcast on the Texas Tech Red Raiders. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
Also wish for him a parka, pullover, or sensible cardigan as well, as apparently the Red Raiders are going to be in for a unique weather experience, I guess, of some variety, at least chillier temps coming up this weekend than what we've been accustomed to for the most part this season. And Coach McGuire spoke about preparing for that this week, and it's actually something in a throwback reference kind of way that they've been preparing for since April. Here's Coach McGuire.
If you remember, we had the snow during practice.
Week 12, West Virginia! Week 12, West Virginia!
We walked out when the O-line and D-line were doing all their stuff, and I was saying, week 12, which is actually not week 12, but game 12, West Virginia, I mean, you expect for it to be cold. And so it's probably going to be somewhere between 31 and 41 right now is what they're predicting, and maybe a little bit of snow. And so our guys will be ready for it. I'm also one of those guys that I'm not like some coaches that are, hey, we're going to be tough guys and we're going to do this and this. Like, guys, it's going to be cold. Like, just prepare yourself for it so I don't hear any excuses whenever we get there if it's going to be cold. The one thing, some of these guys, like, Will Jadis is fired up. I mean, this is his weather, and he was laughing because he goes, Reggie Virgil doesn't like this weather, but, but he's played in it, and the guys that, if you go back to year one, it's not going to be 12 degrees whenever we kick this thing off like it was at Iowa State. And so we'll be ready to go.
Chris, kind of strangely, maybe just played your hottest game of the year a couple of weeks ago in Lubbock against UCF somehow in November. And here we go, a little bit different combination, I guess. But, yeah, what a prescient thought and a Twitter posting, Coach McGuire and Tech football back in an April snowstorm.
I love the foresight. Because you kind of knew maybe that that was one of the first things that when you get the schedule and you see the rotation and the home or away, the first thing I was curious about was like, okay, what are the special days you're having to play on? Are you having to play on a Thursday or a Friday and all that? But then where are your road games at the tail end of the season? We were looking at bye weeks and all that stuff too. But, Kansas State was on November the 1st, I think, and it was kind of chilly, but it ended up, sun was out and there was just really no issue. But this was the one that it was going to be your last one. And as it turns out, which you kind of could see it coming, if you were going to be in this thing, how important was this game going to be? Guess what? And I think you are dodging a bullet largely because it's not supposed to be, as we just touched on. Again, it could change, but upper 30s, lower 40s, not much garbage that you have to deal with. And you get the early part of the day, so you're going to be in the middle part, and so you're not dealing with the sun being down and all that stuff. So, but because Joey's like, well, Jados, he's looking forward to this, He's like, Reggie Virgil, on the other hand, not so much, so it's to each his own, but that's why you've got to be able to win games in weather late in the year, really, regardless of whatever league you're in. It's going to affect different parts of the country more than others, but every league is going to feature some kind of weather late in the year, that of the colder, potentially wet, variety. And that's, I've been watching the weather closely just to see, because every time you go up there, it's either, I've been up there too when it's just sunny and there's no issue whatsoever, but I've been in there where I couldn't see across the field because it's just so foggy. I've been in there when it is, cold, and their cold is a bit different because there's so much moisture in the air typically because it just rains all the time. It's not Seattle, but it's just, there's a lot of precept going on, and just a lot of stuff, and they get their fair share of snow and all the things because you are in the mountains, and But I think you'll be okay from the weather standpoint, at least as it stands right now. But good to know that Joey was worried about it and trying to prepare his guys for it back in April. This is what good coaches do. They try to teach and coach all throughout the year, so when the time comes, players, staff, whoever is ready. And guess what? You're talking about it back in early April. It just so happened to snow in Lubbock. It was really cold. And now here you are, week 12, West Virginia. And now it's in your lap.
Yeah, you got to get prepared for potentially some of the biggest games of the year. Late in the year, you get into the playoffs, and you're going to be playing in domed, climate-controlled stadiums. So never mind, that analogy didn't work out. I guess now that we're back to an on-campus feel in the playoffs, you get some of that depending on the locale, some of those cold climates, which I actually like, Chris, maybe seeing an SEC team go to Big Ten country or something like that in December, whenever. I enjoy that. So dome stadiums, climate control be damned. They ain't got any of that in West Virginia. Still looking for some indoor plumbing, I hear tell. Chris, appreciate your time. Enjoyed the conversation as always, my man. We are sneaking up on the Thanksgiving holiday, and of course, we'll be getting ready for West Virginia and Texas Tech on the other side of that. So stay with us this week and make sure you're subscribed on YouTube or anywhere you get podcasts so you never miss a thing. Appreciate you, man, and we'll see you for the next one. First, today's episode brought to you by FanDuel, and football is in full force, and FanDuel's keeping you stocked with action every game day with a can't-miss offer. Right now, new customers can bet only $5, and if your bet hits, you're getting $300 in bonus bets to use across the app. Player props, building a same-game parlay, or even jumping in live as the action unfolds. Any way you like it, FanDuel has you covered. Quick, easy, and secure every time. If you're ready to play, download the FanDuel app now by visiting FanDuel.com to get started. That's FanDuel.com to place your first $5 bet.
You mentioned Thanksgiving. Just before I leave, Sheil Wood, big green bean casserole guy. Okay, Mac Leftwich, thumbs down on the cranberry and cranberry sauce. I think Mac also mentioned he's a big ham over the turkey guy. Joey, just turkey and dressing, keeps it simple. So anyway, there you go. In case you were wondering, and we thought you might be, just thought I'd offer that up. Snoopy was also my favorite balloon in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade when I was a wee little tyke.
Wow, scatter shooting all kinds of facts that I did not know I wanted for the first 25 minutes of the show, but now I realize that I did all along. Thank you for that. Chris. And thank you all for being out there. Get subscribed on YouTube or anywhere you get podcasts so you never miss an episode. Thank you for the everydayers for always riding along. And of course, the Matador Mob. Hit our show notes and find a link to a free 14-day trial. If you're interested in joining that crew, your direct line to Chris and myself with one-on-one text sent straight to your phone. For Chris, I'm Casey. Thanks as always for the time. We hope to see you back for the next round on Locked On Texas Tech.